My name is Megan.
My name is Madison.
Tomorrow is our Run for Funds. Make sure you wear good shoes for running around the field. If you haven't registered yet, it's not too late.
Today is Open-Minded Thursday. I can be cool and kind. Kindness is the new cool, and we're cool.
Cool!
Today's quote is kindness is the mark that we leave upon the world. Ooh, I like that one. Today's challenge is tell 3 people you appreciate them and why. I can do that. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. We're showing we can be caring, so wear red or a Valentine's shirt. Bye.
I could be the I in kind. I'd just look around and see what I could find. Do kind things and feel good inside. That's how you show the Pine View pride. Pine View is a place where we lend a helping hand. This will surely make us the best school in the land. So be a friend, be helpful too, and think about all the things that you can do. You could say hello or give a high five. Open the door when someone arrives. How about sharing or tying a shoe or cheering up someone when they look blue? You can be an offender when someone is mean. Show the other person that they are seen. Pick up the trash that litters our school. Kindness is a thing that is cool.
I think you're courageous.
Ooh, that's kind.
I think you're thoughtful.
Ooh, that's kind.
I think you're teachable.
Ooh, that's kind.
You're a great friend.
Ooh, that's kind.
How about compliments? Yeah, that's kind, especially if the compliment is well defined, like saying you rock or you're a good friend. Giving them a compliment is always a win. I could be the I in kind. I'd just look around and see what I could find. Do kind things and feel good inside. That's how you show the Pine View pride.
You have nice hair.
Ooh, that's kind.
I like your shoes.
Ooh, that's kind.
I like your t-shirt.
Ooh, that's kind.
You're creative.
Ooh, that's kind.
If you see someone all alone, make sure to include them, don't postpone. Kindness can be simple, just wave and smile. I know you can do it, it will be worthwhile. What have you done for others is a question to ask. Giving of yourself is not a complicated task. Treat others kindly and say kind words. Listen to what they tell you, let them know they were heard.
That's a nice sweatshirt.
Ooh, that's kind.
I like your smile.
Ooh, that's kind.
You're a fast runner.
Ooh, that's kind.
You're a great writer.
Ooh, that's kind.
Pine View is a place where we lend a helping hand. That will surely make us the best school in the land. So be a friend, be helpful too, and think about all the things that you can do. I can be the I in kind. I just look around and see what I can find. Do kind things, feel good inside. That's how you show the Pine View pride. Pine View pride. Pine View pride.
Tomorrow is also Caring Friday, so please wear red. And don't forget to bring your kindness poster to the event.
Today's lunch is pizza! There's one birthday today. Elijah S. in Miss Prince's class. Happy birthday!
There's no school on Monday because it's President's Day.
Hi, Doug. I have a question for you. How do earthquakes happen?
Ooh, that's a great question. When an earthquake happens, it happens very suddenly, and things can get scary. I didn't grow up anywhere that had earthquakes, but now that I live in California, I've definitely felt a few. This footage I'm showing you can give you a sense of what an earthquake is like. The whole ground beneath your feet is moving. Everything around you starts swaying back and forth. Sometimes things on shelves and ceilings fall. But what causes earthquakes to happen? Maybe you've even heard some ideas about this before. Before I say anything more, now would be a good time to pause the video and discuss. Okay, you ready? One of the things that makes this question so interesting is that it's really not obvious what could be causing the whole ground like that to shake. Sometimes the ground even cracks. And because strong earthquakes are so terrible and destructive, a long time ago, some people thought that earthquakes must be a sign of an angry god. For example, some of the ancient Greeks believed that earthquakes were caused by Poseidon, the god of the sea, striking his trident in anger against the seafloor and shaking the land. Other people thought that can't be the answer. There must be something in the ground itself. Maybe some kind of underground explosion caused by volcanoes or something. Scientists were determined to figure out the answer. The next time an earthquake happened, they decided that they would pay very careful attention and look for any kind of clues. In the year 1906, they got their chance. The area in and around the city of San Francisco, California, experienced one of the worst earthquakes it's ever felt. The ground shook for nearly 45 seconds, nonstop. Buildings fell apart and toppled over. Like any strong earthquake, there was a huge amount of damage. But one kind of damage seemed especially strange. A section of fence that during the earthquake had somehow been split and moved more than 8 feet in this direction. That was interesting enough, but then reports came in of other fences split just like this. As more and more of these reports came in, very soon a pattern was noticed. All the places where fences that were split could be connected in a line. And in each place, the fences had moved about the same distance. It was as if one entire section of land, the land on this side of the line, had moved forward in relation to this other section of land, the land on this other side of the line. This split, or line in the land like this, is what scientists today call a fault line or fault. The one in California was one of the first ones to be named, the San Andreas Fault. But there are fault lines all over the world, especially in these places. And all of these places are the same places that regularly experience earthquakes. Today, scientists have collected lots of evidence that the surface of the Earth is made of several different sections, some of them pushing against each other. For the most part, most of the time, as two sections push against each other, nothing happens. We think this is usually because the two sections of land are jagged, fitting together like a puzzle piece. So as they push against each other, they stay locked together. But every once in a while, the pressure becomes too great, and that jagged lock suddenly gives way, causing both sections of land to move. This explains why fences built across the San Andreas Fault were offset by several feet during the 1906 earthquake. But more importantly, two entire sections of land suddenly moving like that would cause the ground and everything built on top of it to shake violently. This is what happens during an earthquake. By itself, just the fact that the ground shakes isn't that dangerous. It's when the shaking causes entire buildings and houses to start swaying back and forth. That's when people can get hurt, like if they're hit by falling objects, or worse, if a building itself were to collapse. That's why scientists and engineers work hard to find ways of making buildings stronger and less likely to collapse during intense shaking. They've come up with a lot of solutions, such as by building metal braces that keep buildings together even if they get rocked back and forth violently. Even though most scientists feel like we have a pretty good understanding of how earthquakes happen, no one has been able to figure out yet when they're going to happen. No one has the ability to predict earthquakes, at least not yet. That's one of the big questions for the future that will be amazing if it can be solved. Maybe one day you or someone you know will be the person to figure it out. That's all for this week's question. Thanks, Andy, for asking it.